Is it magic? No, it's the power of AI editing.
Hi, I'm Casey Wacker. I am a teacher and an AI tech person for our school, and I get to work with high school students, but I also get to work with concurrent enrollment students who are kind of dipping their foot into the college world. And I also work with our teachers and trying to get them to integrate technology into their classrooms. And I'm lucky to be sitting here with
Sandra Weiser Matthews, and what Casey was just talking about, I've had that opportunity to do as well. And now I also get to work with teachers getting their master's in teaching. On one part of that group, they are already teachers getting their master's, becoming leaders, that kind of thing in their buildings. But then the other group is people that have been in business or other forms of government, whatever it might have been, and now they want to be teachers, and that's just really exciting. So we are here to talk about one of our favorite topics in education is AI. And we try to balance some philosophy and pedagogy with also tools and like the how-to of things. And so today we're going to move into editing a bit, because sometimes it does feel like magic is happening, because how is my face, I never said those words, and now it's coming out with completely a different, maybe a different language, maybe it's been dubbed, maybe it is something I changed and added later. It's amazing what's going on, and we both have stories with that. And we're going to show you some of the tools that are out there, the 2023 top AI editing tools, and also just some other interesting pieces that, in many respects, again, AI is assistance. It's really helpful to you. It saves you time. But at the same time, the other part is that really the person speaking, saying those things? Like, the type of editing that is going on right now is absolutely unbelievable. For example, one of the top tools for 2023 in editing is Descript. And Descript it's simply whatever your script, whatever the script is. If you want to take out the words, you just delete the words, and you can't even tell if the video is smooth. There's no,
So
if you
is it your video, Sandra? Is it like what you have made? So like this video that we're speaking in right now, it can
I can
eliminate.
dump it in there. Yep, I can dump it in there, and we can just take out any of the ands and ums. We can just say all those kinds of things. And also it can take script that you have yourself developed, and it can go out and find the video that would match up to it. So those are some of the tools that are happening with that. But before we kind of delve into the different ones that are out there and give a quick little description, tell us the story about AI saving one of your learners' projects that was pretty important to them.
Yeah, so I have a couple of students who are in my classroom, but they are also a part of an extracurricular activity. And their extracurricular activity requires them to record videos. And they use a lot of the equipment that I have available. And one of the new tools that we just got is a great new microphone. Awesome boom mic that's going to help them with interviews, and they're really excited about it. And they were so excited, they set up this interview with a community member. So somebody who's not within the school, and they geared everything up. It was perfect. And they recorded this video of this interview. Took about an hour or so of this community member's time. They get back to the studio to be able to edit. And while the video is crisp and beautiful, the audio has this layer of crackle, and they look at their equipment, and it's a simple mistake, the wrong input, and they're like, we don't want to look like idiots and ask for a re-recording. We don't want to waste anybody's time. And so what do we do? And they went online, and they're like, here's the problem. what tool will help us fix this? And they actually have an Adobe tool system that they already use, but one of the free AI tools available on Adobe Sensei, I think it is called. I'll have to send that to you, Sandra, so you could see that. But basically what it does is it listens to your audio and it cuts out all the garbage. It cuts out anything that isn't there. And then it's not as though it's dubbing the audio, but it sort of is in a way. It's taking the audio that you have, the voiceover, that content, and it's making it crisper, more clear. And even you can adjust the pacing of it, and it's still the original you're working with, but it's modifying it to make it much more suitable for the video that you have, and it works with the video. It's incredible. So this kind of got me thinking. I'm like, what a great way to problem solve and use AI with the work that you've already created. It's not a replacement. It's not sitting back and letting something else do it for you, which is the misconception of AI continuously, right? And so then I was like, well, what other video features do we as educators need to be aware of? And not just because I teach a video productions class, but because I'm a person who needs to create content for students to consume, and I want them to create content for others to consume. So now we're here, we're talking about it. And I know you've got a couple tools. I've got a couple things to say. Where do you want to go next?
Well, I'd like to talk some things that teachers already have in their hands. For example, a lot more teachers tend to turn to Canva, I know, for presentations and all that, but they have some wonderful AI with editing your visuals, and also moving toward video. WeVideo has some AI tools that are being also built in, but it just goes, if you think, okay, it's just plain editing. And I know a lot of teachers don't live in the realm of editing. Right. They just don't. Okay. Especially editing video. And again, as long as we can offer some of these tools to our learners, provide them with some videos on how to. We don't need to make them, but we need to give them support. We can give them that list. They can try them out, see which one fits for them. And then, so again, we don't have to be the expert, but we can provide that information, that support. But I just think that again, when you want to get evidence from your learners, and you don't want just paper pencil, you don't want something just like created from AI in a text-based, language-based system. So what else are you going to do? And one of the great things is to do a podcast, to create a video, to do some editing, whatever that might be. One of the great things is that it does really become an assistant for editing for yourself as the educator and then for your learners. But I think we think about it in such of like, oh, you just did it, there's your edit, there's your recording and you edit it. But wait, what if you turned yourself into an avatar? Synthesize does that. That's another tool that we can use. It's just like taking yourself and then turning yourself into the avatar, and then you're the avatar in your video. I mean, who thinks, again, that's what I'm saying. AI is so outside of the box of what we are used to as teachers, that it's great to take a look at this list, and I'll definitely have it here for us, but of the different types of editing. And again, we don't have to be the expert. We need to provide the sources and provide some support for those learners who want extra help with them. But it is pretty amazing what's being developed. The other point I want to make about that is, it seems to me, and Casey, you can help me out with this because when you test things out in the classroom, but a lot of AI tools are really, really focused in a certain area. They are not like maybe you want to create a text-based thing and then you want an image to go with it, or a video. Sometimes all that richness is not there. That's still for us, the teacher, to do that. But more and more tools are developing where everything is there.
All in one. Yeah. And I think you're right in that some of these AI, well, and I would say like for Adobe, for example, excellent products, right? Like their software has been around for generations, and it's perfect for you to be a beginner, to be an expert, to play around with Photoshop or video editing or whatever it is that you need to create, but it also is dabbling in those AI tools to really enhance something that they currently feature, like something that they know is one of their greatest products. Other companies are doing those very same things. And I think as an educator, who works with these products, sometimes it's easier for me to latch on to something that's new. And for a lot of our viewers, I know that they're not maybe working with editing tools on a regular basis. And so if they want something that's kind of all inclusive or has all of the stuff that would make it easy for them to say, all right, here kids, let's watch this video that gives us an overview of this product. And now here are the criteria that you need to meet with this video, whatever, if it's based on a novel that they're reading or it's a science experiment or something that they had to do. Now we want a video evidence of that. You're not going to be grading necessarily that quality of their video, yet you still want it to be quality. One of the tools that I've come across that I think is really great and I want to start using in my room is CapCut. So students, and we'll kind of maybe show you a little something of that, and we'll include a link in the description. But the CapCut it's an all-in editor. So if you wanted to use AI images and have them, let's stick with the science classroom and you're doing an experiment and you want to create a mad scientist lab and you need that, you don't even have a green screen to record. No problem. You can create a new background with whatever scene you want to have. You can create an avatar or a character. You can use the AI scripting to make it a little bit cleaner, to say, like, here are 6 steps that we used in this experiment. How do we talk about those 6 steps? We know what we did, but we're not real crafty with writing that. It will help you do that. Let's say you want to cut out those ahs and ums. It will do that for you. It's a product that's really easy to use. And most of these features that I just mentioned are free. So I think, why not start there?
And again, so as the educator, it's really important that I always think just like give them, 3 tools. Don't let them have 15 because they're going to get lost in there. Pick 3 that you've done your research on as well, and that do have all those inclusive features. You don't want just a text editing piece of a tool. You want all of these different pieces that the learners can do. Also, as you've often said, what's the goal? What do you really want here? You do want a good video. But is that just the vessel that you're getting the evidence in? Or do you want, how much, do you just have to decide what are you going to score? What is, like you said, assess, what is it you're going to do? And what's your end goal? The tool, and we've always said in technology, it's about the pedagogy, it's about the goal, and then you find those different tools, vessels to help you get where you want to go.
Right. And meet the students where they need to go as well. Recognizing that, we say this every episode, AI is here. It's not the future. It is the present. And if we're preparing students for realities of careers and life experiences outside of the 4 walls of the school, giving them opportunities to play, opportunities to see how these AI tools work in a safe environment, I don't see why we wouldn't be doing that for them.
And when it comes to editing, it really allows them, when you say play and you give them that time, and you're always wanting to make sure they really understand what the fake news is and what the facts are, and what they can realize how easy it is to create that fake news.
Absolutely.
If they're playing in there and they can see what they've done, now they've just changed someone's sentences, someone's location, whatever it might be, they'll never believe it. They'll believe it's true because they've never played in it, but once they play in it, they'll say, oh, wait a second. They become
they'll be better consumers of the technology as well.
Absolutely. So again, it's not magic, but it is something that takes time just to kind of figure out what is going on. And you have to realize that often these things do, especially in editing, there is a big learning curve. So it's not magic. You do need to learn about those products, not necessarily become the expert in them, just enough to give your learners the freedom to move forward.